A vertical pole and a vertical tower on the same level ground. From the top of the pole, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower is 60 degrees. Let us first draw the tower and the pole, and let's see how to draw. Say this is our tower and this is the pole. They are on the same level ground. Okay. Now from the top of the pole, let's write a pole here. This means this is the pole and this is the tower. From the top of the pole, this is the top of the pole. The angle of elevation. Angle of elevation means that the observer is here at the top of the pole and he's observing at, at an object that is placed above him at an elevated position. The angle of elevation of the top of the tower. So this is the top of the tower. From the top of the pole, the angle of elevation, that means the observer is here at the top of the pole and he's observing an object at the top of the tower. So this is line of sight. Okay? And this is the horizontal. It's 90 degree. And the angle of elevation here, this becomes your angle of elevation. This is given to be 60 degree. And the angle of depression of the foot of the tower. Now, what do you mean by angle of depression? Now, from the top of the pole, if I'm talking about angle of depression, that means the object is at the foot of the tower. That means the object is here. Okay. So this is my A. Let's say this is my B, C, D. That means if observer is at C, the object is at B. That is why the angle of depression is given. So what I'll do is I'll first draw the line of sight. So the observer is at C. He's observing the object at B. This is line of sight. Okay, this is observed to be 30 degree. This is the horizontal here. That means this angle must be 30 degrees. So let's call this point M. This is 30 degree. Question is, find the height of the tower if the height of the pole is 20 meters. So this length is given to be 20 meters. You have to find out the height of the pole. That means what do you mean by height of the tower? In fact, so height of the tower means this length here. This length you will have to find out. Let us say this entire length is h. Okay. Now first we must observe here that here CD, length of the pole, must be equal to MB, must be equal to 20 meters. Okay. AM is equal to AB minus MB, which is equal to H minus, this is 20, H minus 20. So this length here, only this length is H minus 20. Okay. So also what you must observe is that these two angles are equal. So this angle is also 30 degree. This is your 90 degree. I can see two right angle triangles. In fact, three I can see. Three right angle triangle. I can see this right angle triangle here, and I can see this right angle triangle here. These two right angle triangles we are going to make use in order to find out the height of the tower. In this question, in order to find out the height of the tower, we must first find out the length, the distance between the tower and the pole. Okay, so we consider this triangle first. This triangle we shall consider first. So considering this triangle, in triangle PDC, stand tan 30 is equal to CD by DB. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3. CD is given to you as 20 meters and DB we need to calculate. That is the distance. DB is the distance between the pole and the tower. That means DB is equal to 20 root 3 meters. Keep it as it is. We'll see if we can work out, if we can work with root 3 later. Okay, fine. Once we have got dB, that means here dB and cm are equal. That means this length cm and dB are equal. So here dB is equal to cm is equal to 20 root 3. Now we are going to consider this right angle triangle here. Okay. So in triangle AMC, in triangle AMC, you have tan 60.
The AM came 60 meter.
How much? What?
So 60 meter AM.
Okay, fine. We'll see. Tan 60 is equal to AM by CM. Tan 60 is root 3. AM, if you see AM is H minus 20, we have found here. And CM is 20 root 3 as here. So now we solve this equation, this linear equation to get the value of H. Cross multiply, you get 20 root 3 into root 3 is equal to H minus 20, which means 20 root 3 into root 3 means 20 into 3, which is 60, is equal to H minus 20. That means H is 60 plus 20, which is equal to 80 meters. Okay. So that is what the length of that is what the height of the tower is, and that is what you had to find out. Yes, Apurva, how did you get 60?
I
Can't hear you.
Sir, I did not did H minus 20.
Okay. Number 12. The question is the angle of elevation of the top of an unfinished tower at a distance 120 meter from its base is 45 degree. How much higher must the tower be raised so that its angle of elevation at the same point may be 60 degree? Let us say that this is my tower. Okay. The angle of elevation of the top of an unfinished tower. So here I have the top of the tower. At the angle of elevation of the top of an unfinished tower at a point distant 120 meter. Now, what do you mean by angle of elevation? Mean that the object is obviously at an elevated position. Observer is at a depressed position. That means, say, observer is standing over here, and according to the problem, it is said that the angle of elevation of the top of an unfinished tower at a point 120 meter, distant 120 meter from its base. This is the base of the tower. So this distance is 120 meters. And the angle of elevation of the top of the tower from this point here, let's call this point C. The angle of elevation of this is from this point here. This is the line of sight. So therefore now if we join the horizontal, this becomes your angle of elevation. This angle of elevation is given to be 45 degree. Right? Question is how much higher must the tower be raised so that the angle of elevation at the same point be 60 degree. So this is the initial length of the tower. Let's say AB is the initial length of the tower. So how much higher than A must the tower be raised? Let's say that the tower is raised by a height say X. Okay. Let's say the tower is raised by a height x to a point a dashed, such that when observed from the same point C, such that now my line of sight becomes this. Now this angle of elevation changes from 45 degree to 60 degree. Let's say this has been increased by a height h, x, let's say. Okay. So you need to find out the value of this x. So once we have drawn the figure, now we say let the initial height of the unfinished tower be h. That means this length we are taking as h, initial height of the tower, so that when raised by a height x, the angle of elevation changes from 45 degree to 60 degree. Okay, so therefore a dashed is x, AB is h, CB is 120 meter. That is all. Now I can see two right angle triangles here, the smaller right angle triangle ABC and the bigger right angle triangle A dash BC. So we'll make use of both the right angle triangles to find out the heights. So first of all, we'll use the smaller right angle triangle, triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, tan 45 is equal to AB by BC or CB. That means tan 45 is 1 and AB is h, BC is 120. So therefore we are getting h is equal to 120 meters. So we've got the value of AB, the height AB. Now we will proceed to find out the x. This time we'll use the bigger right angle triangle. We are going to use A dash BC. In triangle A dash BC, tan 60 degree is equal to, perpendicular here is A dash B divided by again BC. Tan 60 you know is root 3. A dash B is h, we have already found out. Let's write h plus x divided by BC is 120. But we know h to be 120 also. So put the value of h to be 120. Okay. So now we can find out x from here by solving this equation. Root 3 is equal to 120 by 120 plus x by 120. Just separating. I've cross multiplied here. I've used I've solved it in a different way here. I'm solving it in a different way. Root 3 is equal to 1 plus x by 120. That means root 3 minus 1 is equal to x by 120. That means x is equal to 120 times root 3 minus 1. I will simply put the value of root 3 here. which is 120. Let's break 12 in 120 as 12 into 10 and putting the value of root 3, 1.732. So what you get here is 12 into 10 into 0.732. Because you're multiplying by 10, you can shift one decimal place.
So we will keep the height in decimals only.
Is it in the question, is it given correct to the nearest whole number? No, it is not given. So we'll keep it in decimals only.
Okay, sir.
So this is 87.84 meters. That is, so the tower should be raised by this much height so that the angle of elevation changes from 45 degree to 60 degree. Fine. Last question. From heights and distances. Now next day I'm going to start circles, tangent properties. An aircraft is flying at a constant height with a speed of 360 km per hour. From a point on the ground, the angle of elevation of the aircraft at an instant was observed to be 45 degrees. After 20 seconds, the angle of elevation was observed to be 30 degrees. Determine the height at which the aircraft is flying. Now, such questions, in fact, most of the height and distance questions, you must first read the question very carefully, form a picture in your mind, and then try to do a uh, try to draw it in rough and then draw it in fair. That is what the normal practice is. But the first thing is that a picture should come into your mind. See, if I read this question, the picture that comes into my mind is the aircraft flying here, let's say from a point B. The aircraft is flying to a point C. And what is the speed of this aircraft? It is 360 km per hour. The aircraft is flying at a speed of 360 km per hour. And you have a point on the ground. Okay, you can have the point vertically below this between B and C. But the angles are also given here. The angle of elevation from this point. Let's say this is my point here. Angle of elevation means that the observer is at this point. Let's call this point D. Here my observer is situated. Okay, here my observer is situated. From the point D, the angle of elevation is first observed to be 45 degree and then 30 degree. That means since the plane is flying from in this direction, this must be the line of sight of the observer at first when the plane is at this position, and then this must be the line of sight of the observer when the plane is at this position. Fine. And this is your ground level. Okay, this is your ground level here. And the angle of elevation is 45 degree for the first one. That means this angle here is 45 degree. And this angle here is 30 degree. Okay. So first, the aircraft was in the position B, the angle of elevation is observed to be 45 degree. And then the angle of elevation is observed to be 30 degree. Now what happens is that after 20 seconds, this angle from B to C, it takes 20 seconds to go. Let's write here 20 seconds. It takes 20 seconds for the aircraft to travel from B to C. And the question is determine the height of the plane. Now what should be the height of the plane? The height of the plane should be this perpendicular distance here, or this perpendicular distance here, right? So now what we do is, in order to complete the triangle, what you do is you take a perpendicular distance here. Instead of taking the dotted lines, you take a perpendicular distance here. And you join this. This becomes your horizontal. Now our diagram is complete. This diagram looks like type 1. rotated by 180 degrees, isn't it? If you see, this diagram looks like type 1 rotated by 180 degrees, such that this angle is my 45 degree alternate angles and this angle is my 30 degree. So this diagram looks somewhat like this. I draw a rough sketch. This looks like this. Remember the lighthouse, boats on the same side, that kind of a figure. This looks like, but just rotated by 180 degrees. So let's try to solve this. First of all, the plane is, let's call this point A. Okay, and what you must realize is that the aeroplane is traveling from B to C at this speed and it takes this much time. So what should be the distance BC? Distance BC is equal to speed into time. Now see that the speed is given to you in kilometer per hour and the time is given to you in seconds. So you better change kilometer per hour to meter per second. If you don't know the conversion, uh, you must have done the conversion in class 6 or 7, that if you want to change kilometer per hour to meter per second, you simply multiply by 5 by 18. So this gives us our speed in meter per second and the time is 20 seconds. So the entire distance actually we are going to get in meters. So you can cancel now here and you can get this to be 2000 meters. So this length here, the the distance that the plane is
Sir, how 2000?
20 into
It
20
will
is
be
400.
4000.
400 into 5 is 2000.
Okay, sir.
So distance BC we have got as 2000 meters. Okay. Now we need to find out the height of the plane. Let's say that the height of the plane is h. Height at which it is flying is h. You can take this also as h. This is also h. Whatever. Let us take this height as h and let's take this distance as x because we are going to use the two triangles. I can see two right angle triangles here, the triangle ABD and the triangle ADC. These two triangles I can see. We are going to use these two triangles to find out the height of the plane h. So I say let the height at which the aircraft is flying be h. Ph. And we consider this distance here AB equal to x. Therefore, what is your height h? It is AD. So let's write AD is equal to h. Now we make use of this right angle triangle here, ADB, to find a relation between h and x, just as we do for type 1 figures. So in triangle ADB, in triangle ADB, tan 45 is equal to AD by AB. And tan 45 you know is 1. AD is the height of the plane, which is h, and AB is x. So h by x. So we are getting here h is equal to x. This is our first equation. Okay. Now we shall form the second equation with the help of the bigger right angle triangle, which is your triangle ADC. So let's write in triangle ADC, in triangle ADC, tan 30 is equal to AD by AC. AD by AC. Tan 30, you know, is 1 by
Sir,
root
I'm
3.
unable to understand these sums.
Which part?
So the whole thing I'm unable to understand.
Go through the video once again. Try to understand. If not, I'll explain it to you in the next class.
Okay, sir.
Tan 30 is equal to 1 by root 3. AD is the height h, and AC, if you see, AC is the length, x plus 2000. At x plus 2000. So you get a second equation here. So this is x plus 2000 is equal to h root 3. So this is my second equation. My first equation was h is equal to x. So putting h is equal to x from 1 into, we get, since we want to find out the height, we replace x by h. So h plus 2000 is equal to h root 3. Now we simply solve for h and get the value. So this is h root 3 minus h is equal to 2000. Now you take h common. Root 3 minus 1 is equal to 2000. That means h is 2000 by root 3 minus 1. Now you rationalize the denominator. 2000 root 3 plus 1 root 3 plus 1 into root 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2000 root 3 plus 1 by 3 minus 1, which is 2, which cancels again. 2000 give 1000. Now you can simply put the value of root 3 as 1.732 and get the exact height. Plus 1, which is equal to 1000 into 2.732, which comes to 2732 meters. Since they have not said anything about the expression in, uh, I mean, it's not coming decimals as it is, so it's okay. 2732 meters is the height of the aeroplane or the aircraft above the ground. Okay. Now this problem was the last problem and it's a little difficult to understand. I know.